Hello, third grade. Okay, so on Monday, you were asked to use this Venn diagram, just like the one right here. You were asked to use this Venn diagram to compare the migration stories of the locusts and whales. And many of you handed it in, did a great job, and you came up with a lot of different ideas of how they're similar. So that would go right here in the middle, and then how they're different. What was just about locusts and what was just about whales. So what I thought we'd do is kind of go through your ideas together and make one class Venn diagram so that we all have similar information. What you needed to make sure you did was to just focus on the migration stories, not on the physical characteristics of a locust and a whale, because we know that they're not at all like one's an insect, one's a mammal, but we were looking at the migration stories. Okay, so I made some little post-it notes, and we're just going to put the post-it notes in the correct area on the Venn diagram to kind of review our story and review what we learned through the journey migration stories. Okay? All right, so we're going to start with this yellow stack. The yellow stack has to do with how the animals travel for their migration. Okay, so billions, they fly in the sky together. There's billions of them that go together in the sky. So that would be true of locusts, right? The word fly told me that it was locusts, right? And that there's so many of them. Billions would only be true of locusts. Okay, females. Females migrate first to give birth in warmer water. That's true of whales. So that was a good fact that a lot of you found. That was true of whales. Okay, travel nearly 6,000 miles each way. That would be true of whales. All right, travel on sunny mornings and stop to roost in the late afternoon. That would be true of locusts. Whales just keep on swimming. Locusts stop. All right, this one is hard for me to see. They travel back and forth from the cold Arctic waters to the warmer water near California and Mexico. So that would be true of whales. And so each leg of that journey is 6,000 miles. So it's 6,000 miles from the Arctic down the Pacific coast to the warm water, and then it's 6,000 miles back up. Swim in small groups. Well, swim, we know it has to be about whales. Swim in small groups. Ride the winds from one area of rainfall to another. Well, that would be true of locusts, right? We know that, well, let's do this next one. Fly in search of food. The only reason the locusts migrate is because they have no food. So if there's too many grasshoppers, the grasshoppers transform into locusts, and then they migrate to find food. And they ride the winds. They don't have a certain area that they're going from, but remember, they're in the desert, so they're following the rain, because where there has been rain, there will be vegetation for them to eat. Okay, so those are kind of important facts about locusts. Whereas the whales travel each year. I should have that one. I don't have that one, but whales is a yearly migration. Maybe we should add that. Let's add that to this one. Swim in small groups. Actually, we'll just make another one. We'll make another one that says, here, yearly. Migrate each year or yearly, okay? Because that's an important fact that's true of whales. It is not true of locusts, right? Locusts only travel when they don't have food. Migrate when they don't have food. Okay, now let's take a look at this green stack. This green stack, and this green stack is kind of, let me think. I can't remember what I did now. Okay, so let's see. Leave a devastated landscape behind. That would be true of locusts. Okay, so the locusts go through and they eat every blade of grass, every tree branch, every piece of vegetation they can get, any plant they can get. And so once they leave, it's what we call devastated, which means it has nothing growing there. Okay, so they eat so much that they leave nothing behind. Don't eat for nearly 8 months. That would be true of whales. Whales don't eat for nearly 8 months. Eat everything in sight in just minutes. That's true of locusts. Within minutes, they devastate the landscape. That means it totally changes the landscape, right? All right. And then this blue stack is about how people react to that, to these migrations, because a lot of you had facts on that, which was interesting. Entertain people. Do locusts or whales entertain people? Well, the migration of whales entertain people. They told how they would go out on boats and people would try to see the whales as they're migrating south down the Pacific coast or going back up to the Arctic. They also talked about how they are on the coast. They're waving to the whales, so they're entertaining, and that people like to see those huge whales as they're making that migration. Can be harmful to people because they eat crops and can cause accidents. Now that's true of locusts, right? So we know that locusts aren't trying to hurt people. They don't do anything to a human body, but they do affect the land around them so much that people could be without food because they'll eat all their crops. Or, as we read, it could cause accidents with the airplanes or trains or cars, right? Because it will blacken, it can make the sky black. There's so many of them in the air, right? Okay, and then this last stack, let's see. They have an instinct to migrate. Do you think I can get there? Hold on, I gotta move let me move me over here. Okay, they have an instinct to migrate. That would be true of both of them. Both these animals, both locusts and whales, know what to do. And they kind of talked a little bit more about that in the whale section, in that they said they don't know what causes them to know. Maybe they're reading the ocean floor, or maybe that they have a magnetic attraction to a certain area in the Arctic. But they have an instinct that tells them to do this, to migrate, okay? Both locusts and whales migrate in groups. Now we know locusts are much larger groups, billions, and whales are much smaller groups, but they do migrate together in groups. And they migrate to survive. That's like the most important thing. Ooh, I just erased it all. Let me see if I can get back. Okay, phew. Oh, here, move this one back. Okay, they migrate to survive. That is, I did it again. Oh my gosh. Okay. They migrate to survive is one of the most important things, because both whales and locusts know that they can't stay where they are. The locusts can't stay where they are. The grasshoppers at first can't stay where they are because there's not enough food to feed them all. So they move for food. Whales know that they can't stay in the Arctic. There's plenty of food in the Arctic when they're there in the summertime, but they can't give birth in the cold water. And they also know that the cold water is going to freeze, and so they can't stay there all winter. So they know they have to move. But then when they're down in the warmer waters, they know that all the food that they love to eat is up in the colder water. So they know they have to move in order to eat after they've had their babies. So both locusts and whales know that they need to migrate in order to survive, and that's their natural instinct. I think it was Daniel who wrote that they're both smart, and while that, I agree with you, Daniel. I think what the word that we're looking for would be more that they have an instinct to do that. That is their natural instinct. And we are going to learn about other animals that have that migrate, or birds migrate, butterflies migrate, and their instinct to migrate is innate. That means that it's a part of them. Their moms don't have to teach them. They don't go to school to learn how to do it. It is something that is a part of who they are, and so that they know how to do that. They also do it in larger groups so that the younger can follow the older and to make that long journey. All right, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take this information, and you can take some of the information, if you had a little bit different, you could take some of the information and you're going to write a paragraph. So you can either choose to write about how the migration of locusts and whales are similar, or you could write about how they're different. If you want to write about both, it would be 2 separate paragraphs, because that's too much information to put in one paragraph. But you're going to write a paragraph that would say why they are alike, if that's what you choose to do. And you're going to could use these 3 facts, but give details, right? So while they both migrate in groups, one group is much larger than the other. Or while they both migrate to survive, one migrates yearly and one doesn't. So we could give details about how they're a little bit different in that both category. So that could be a little tricky, I guess. So you're going to choose, but you will not use all these facts. That's way too many facts to include in one paragraph. But I wanted to kind of go over your ideas because y'all had great ideas and where they fit in in telling the story of the migrations of locusts and whales. Okay, so I will send this. I guess I will. Well, I don't know how I'm going to do that. I'm going to send you. You'll have this video to look over, and then you are going to write a paragraph. You can either write it in a Google Doc if you want to send it to me that way, or you could write it in your writer's notebook and just take a picture of it and send it to me. So whichever one you're more comfortable with, whichever one, if the computer is available, go for it. But it's up to you. But a clear paragraph. Now remember, a clear paragraph has a topic sentence. It has at least 3 details in the middle. Ideas with details, and then it has its concluding sentence. So don't forget the bread and all that juicy meat in the middle. Okay, so your concluding sentence, your concluding sentences last, your topic sentences first, and then your details are in the middle. And this Venn diagram will help you with your details. All right, so you have a couple days to work on it. No rush. If you need anything, you know where I am. I miss you all. Talk to you later. Bye.